mind-blown Jesus, telling the whole wide world, I'm not your Jesus Christ. My God, He loves you. I'm the Jesus, with a message to be told.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to a new week of Rated G Radio. This is take number 2. I had the whole thing recorded and just realized I didn't press the record button. How smart is that? Well, here we go again. We've got a great week of guests and entertainment ready for you on Rated G Radio this week. I will let you know that there are 4 hot topics after I talk to you about the guests today, so make sure to stay tuned because I'm going to be talking to you directly about some things that you've been asking about that I can't wait to share. But on with the show. On Monday we have energy healer Adrien Blackwell. Adrien is returning to the show for her second appearance, and she'll be taking your calls starting at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Monday's Rated G Radio. On Tuesday's show, we have trucker Patti returning to Transgender Tuesday. Patti is going to be talking to us about all of the things happening in the transgender community since we last spoke in July, and I can't wait to have Patti back. She's been doing some home improvement projects along the way as well, so we'll be finding out what things we can expect to see from her on Facebook and wherever she posts her pictures. On Wednesday's show, we have psychic Lisa Pini returning. Lisa is having her show at 4 p.m. I mention this because that means if you'd like to call in and get your call answered, you need to call in starting at 3:45. Why is it 3:45? Because that's when the phone line's open. You want to say hi? Come out, say hi to everybody. You're good? Where are you from?
I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore, Maryland. What's your name?
I'm Darren Rogers.
Darren, good to meet you.
Bro.
Thanks for coming by. Do you having fun out here?
Yeah, man. We were just sitting by the beach.
Are you out here for vacation?
No, I live here, but
You live here?
Baltimore, yeah.
Okay. So what do you do?
I work in a weed clinic.
Right on. That explains your glasses?
So I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Okay. Have fun.
Yeah, you too, man.
See you later.
Thanks.
Okay. So for Wednesday's show, we have psychic Lisa Pini returning. She'll be taking your call starting at 4 o'clock. If you want to get your call answered, you need to make sure to call in starting at 3:45. I mention this to you because on Blog Talk Radio, they have a ton of shows that feature different psychics. Imagine that. And this phone lines light up with what we call the psychic shoppers or psychic surfers, and they'll call in to every show and ask questions from the different psychics, which is great because it keeps the shows going. But we have a lot of our regular listeners that want to call in and say, I can't get through, or I'm so far down on the call queue I didn't get my call answered. I want your call to be answered, so please make sure if you want to call in, you can either ping me right here on Facebook and let me know you're calling in, or you can make sure to call in at 3:45 to the hotline, 323-657-1493. Of course, that shows up when you're actually clicking the link for Wednesday's program, but do that. Let me know you're going to call in, and I'll sneak you in. It's not really sneaking you in, you're there. But I'll make sure that we answer your call with psychic Lisa Pini. If you have a question about love or your job or your family, or if you should come to Huntington Beach for your vacation, you want to call in on Wednesday's show for that. On Thursday, we have Alex with Sasha's Bloc returning to the show. We have a new single that we're going to be playing for them, and it's called Feels Like Jazz. I've been enjoying hearing the promos about an upcoming event Alex is doing with Sasha's Bloc on K-Jazz here in Los Angeles. I think that's 88.1 on your dial. I don't know how K-Jazz ended up on my dial because I really don't listen to terrestrial radio ever. And I think my CD had popped out of the CD player and it defaulted to the FM station, and there it was, hearing some fantastic jazz, and all of a sudden they started talking about Alex and Sasha's Bloc, and I'm like, holy cow, I need to be listening to the station more. So I'm excited to hear what Alex has been up to since the last time he's been on the show, and that will be Thursday at 7 o'clock. And then Friday, we're back to the Friday night dance party. The last couple of weeks it's been a Friday dance party. When my guests are overseas, if I have the show at 7 p.m., it's usually 2 or 3 a.m. wherever they're at, and we want to make sure they're awake, or their fans are awake, so we've been doing the show at a time that kind of works out better for them. But this week's guest, his name is Mr. Allan James, and he's got a brand new CD out called Doors to Somewhere, Doors to Somewhere. We're going to be doing the U.S. premiere of that on the Friday night dance party. It's not the traditional 7 o'clock, it's 5 p.m. He's still East Coast, so we're still going to get him at a decent hour, and we'll have him live at 5 Pacific on Friday night. Saturday, here's the deal. The show's 5 nights a week here, but I'm doing a guest co-host spot, maybe just a guest spot. I don't know how Rob's going to call it, but I'm going to be guesting on Out in Santa Cruz on KSCO 1080 AM this coming Saturday night with Mr. Rob Watson. If you are not in the Santa Cruz, California area, you can always listen to the show on outinSantaCruz.com live at 7 p.m. And I understand their other shows or previous episodes are also archived, so you can listen to any of the shows from the past guests that include such dignitaries as Mr. Michelangelo Signorelli, Barney Frank, you name it. They've got all the big names on Out in Santa Cruz. And this Saturday, I get to be on the show. Thank you, Rob. Can't wait. We're going to be talking about Blonde Jesus. And so, speaking of which, Blonde Jesus. Okay, we've got 5 things we're going to talk about today that are now outside of just the hour that you're going to hear Monday through Friday this week. So, number 1, Blonde Jesus. I'm getting ready to put together a music video for the Witch Sisters Halloween. If you've got Halloween pictures of you or your family, and we'll sign a release form to let me use your picture in my music video, I want to hear from you. So, make sure to send me your Halloween pictures. I will send you a release form. Once you sign that, I will put your video, or I'll put your pictures in my new music video for the Witch Sisters Halloween. I'll be gathering pictures in the next week or 2, so make sure you get your pictures in early so we can get your face and costumes as part of history. It's going to be very, very cool. You will love it. Number 2, I want to send out a couple of special thanks. It's number 2, Part A and Part B. Number 2, Part A. Thank you, Chip, with Miles High Productions, for giving me an awesome ticket on Friday night to go see Heart perform at the Hollywood Bowl. It was my first opportunity to go see any act perform at the Hollywood Bowl, and I have not seen Heart perform since they performed with Cheap Trick back at Cricket Pavilion when it was Cricket Pavilion. I think it's now the Action Pavilion out in Phoenix, but seeing Heart perform with the orchestra was absolutely spectacular, and of course they closed out the show with Barracuda. I was in the garden section, and that means that you have this quaint little box with 4 seats in it, nice and spacious. You can bring your own food and beverage. You just can't bring the nice big camera like I'm filming with today. And sitting in the box with me is the lead singer for the heavy metal band Anthrax. I couldn't tell you any of his songs, but I knew who he was. Very, very cool. Quite the gentleman. Afterwards, I got invited to the after party with Nancy Wilson, the band, Mr. Anthrax, and lots of other folks, so that was really, really cool. Got to hobnob with a bunch of the celebrities there. And I don't have any pictures of that because I only take pictures with my big camera, the professional camera, and everybody was taking pictures with their iPhones, and all the pictures were turning out really crappy, and I said, it probably would not be appropriate in this venue for me to bring my 35mm camera out and start taking pictures with it with a big fancy flash, so the pictures would actually be decent. And I was told by a couple of people, yeah, it will probably scare the celebrities away, so please don't do that. So I don't have any pictures from that other than what people have been posting on Facebook. So if you were there, thank you very much for the pictures, and you'll have to take my word on that. That's number 1. So Chip, you are a rock star. Thank you, Miles High Productions, for that. Miles High Productions is also a sponsor for Rated G Radio, so I'm always appreciative of the opportunity to showcase you and your artist on the program. So 2B, that was 2A. 2B, on Saturday night, I went to go see Kelly Zerbas with Kelly's Lot at the Mayflower Club up in North Hollywood. Kelly performed with her band in a 20th anniversary special and had the entire club packed and dancing on the dance floor. It was packed, absolutely crazy. I haven't seen anything like that in a very, very long time. Loved it. Congratulations to Kelly and her band, and hopefully we'll have you back on the show to talk about that. She's also got a couple of projects that she's working on. I can't really say what they are yet, but when she is ready, she'll be back to talk about those and so much more. So that was number 2B. Number 3, Facebook unfriending. I have a post out there today on Facebook, and I'll probably leave it up for a day or 2. A lot of people wonder why I don't leave my posts up very long. It's because I want to have fresh content on my Facebook wall all the time, so anything that's old on there, I'm really leaving up for archiving purposes, so I don't have to go search for it somewhere else, and I can just reshare it at a later point in time. With that said, my post for today was about unfriending. Do you know why you get unfriended on Facebook? Would you like to know why? I do. I love having my Facebook fan base, friend base, the people that I know. I love that number to always be going up. I'm around 3,100 people right now, which is great. But anytime I see that number tick down one or two, I'm always wondering, did I do something wrong? Well, it's my wall, so it's not really wrong. But did I do something wrong? Did I say something that was offensive? Did I not fit into the predetermined category that they thought I was in? Did I post too many pictures of the dogs? Did I post too many pictures of my salad? Did I not say the right thing politically? You never know. So I think the camera shut off. But if you're using Facebook and getting unfriended, I want to know from you, does it bother you? Does it not bother you? And what do you think Facebook should do about it? I think they need to tell us who it is when we're being unfriended so we can go, see you later. Have fun in that cornfield. You're not going to get any of the fun stuff now. And then my fourth post that's non-Rated G radio for the week. This is easy. It's the this is the reason I'm doing this. The 4-ingredient, 4-flavor ice cream. It's not really 4 flavors, but we're using 444. 444. It's like 4 horsemen. I feel like I'm Ric Flair. Woo! Bananas, strawberries, vanilla extract, and milk of some kind. It could be fat-free, it could be cream, it could be anything that you want, but you need a little liquid to get this all going. The measurements are very precise. A bunch of bananas. I like mine frozen. I like them cheap. I'll buy old produce at the grocery store that's marked down and then stick the bananas in the freezer. And you say, that sounds really gross or weird, but it makes the bananas perfect for making ice cream once you let them thaw. They're nice and ready to be ice creamy. That's number 1. 2, strawberries. A big bunch of them. You're going to put all of this in a Vitamix or a blender or a food processor, so like equal amounts of each. You're going to put a little vanilla extract in and a little milk, blend it all up, and it needs a long time to set and freeze, so just know that ahead of time. So you're going to need to do this probably 4 to 6 hours before you really want to serve it. But when you do, you've got essentially a fat-free, low-calorie snack, no added sugar, no added extra anything, and it is absolutely perfect. Blend it up, put it in individual-sized serving containers, and you don't even have to scoop it out of anything, and you'll have a great dessert. That post is also on My Life on the Delish on Facebook. Every once in a while I'll repost, but I've had a bunch of people this week ask about that particular recipe. So go and make some ice cream tonight that's healthy and good for you. You will not miss the extra fat. Finally, make sure to send me the pictures for your Halloween. I'll be gathering those in the next couple of weeks. I'm doing a music video for the Witch Sisters Halloween. Come be part of history once again, and we'll see you live on Monday night with Adrien Blackwell, Energy Healing. Calls start at 7 o'clock. Call in at 6:45. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Sisters, the Kiss Sisters. Glamour. This Halloween is full of tricks. Tonight we'll share our treats.
From the kiln they poured a drink and handed it to me.